Okay, President Trump says the U.S. has struck another alleged drug boat off the coast of Venezuela, killing 6 people. The president posted this video of the strike on social media and claimed the vessel was trafficking narcotics. This is the 5th attack by the U.S. military on such boats since September. CBS News senior White House and political correspondent Ed O'Keefe joins me now to discuss this and tell us what we know. So, Ed, what have we learned about this strike? How is the administration justifying the use of the military when rights groups are saying that this is extrajudicial?
Well, rights groups, Democrats and Republicans in Congress, too, who've sat through a handful of briefings and not gotten in the information they've sought. Remember that earlier this month, the president sent a letter to Congress saying that he has determined the U.S. is in a non-international armed conflict, as the White House put it, with drug cartels that it's designated as terrorist organizations. This latest one killed at least 6 people. You see this unclassified video that was released by the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth yesterday. What we don't know is who was on that vessel, what were they carrying with them, where did it originate, where was it headed, and why did the United States feel compelled to do this. We have an opportunity to hear from the president later today in the Oval Office when he's set to appear alongside the FBI Director, where we hope to be able to ask him a little more about this and whether he'll ever provide legal justification and perhaps declassified intelligence explaining why he's so into these and so focused on these boat attacks.
So speaking of that, as you know, the president is holding that press conference with FBI Director Kash Patel. What else do we expect to come out of that?
Well, given that it's him and Patel directly, it's likely going to focus on FBI matters of all sorts. And there'll be questions about whether or not they have found a way to pay federal law enforcement agents across the government, not just the FBI, and to what extent are FBI operations proceeding on a host of things. There have been reports in recent days, for example, that a growing percentage of FBI agents now are focused on immigration matters alone, leaving other matters to be dealt with a smaller group of colleagues, whether it's terrorism, chasing child sex predators, a host of other issues that the FBI has been known to track in the past, drug issues as well. This reallocation of resources is certainly something worth asking about. And we'll see if there's anything more to glean regarding the Jeffrey Epstein files, the recent revelations that the border czar, Tom Homan, was the subject of an FBI investigation last year. The FBI still possesses information regarding that. Perhaps there's at least an opportunity to ask more about that. We'll see. But rare for him to appear alongside just the FBI director and in the Oval Office to take questions. We are a pool here at CBS News today, so we'll get a chance to ask those questions, Vlad, later today.
So, Ed, before you go, I think people will be wondering, why is it so rare for the FBI director to appear with the president of the United States?
Well, it's just not normally the kind of duo you might see holding an event together outside of a major announcement or some other event that has occurred that is of the FBI's interest. Remember, Patel is one of those that the president has stood by despite bipartisan concerns about his qualifications. There were some stumbles over the summer regarding the Epstein matter. Remember, he had been someone who pushed for years to have that information released, then revealed that there actually wasn't as much there as many people once thought, and he faced a lot of criticism for that, but he's held on to the job. The president signaled he's still with him, and what better way to reinforce your support for someone working for you than to hold a one-on-one Oval Office event with reporters today and allow both of them to take questions.
Ed O'Keefe, I was just trying to buy some time with you, Ed, because I've missed you. I haven't talked to you on the 10 o'clock CBS News 24/7 in a minute, so it's really good to catch up with you, my friend. Thank you.
Good to see you too, sir. Take care.
Yeah.